Kirstin, what you doing?
What?
What you doing?
My homework.
You getting ready to take your final exam?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know I gotta put you in this video because when I put you in the video, I get extra clicks. If my superstar in the video says, say, hey, my superstar.
Hey.
I'm clickbaiting them. Say bye.
Bye.
You know, I gotta make her the clickbait because if she not the clickbait, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, my views go up. So I say, look, she finna be my superstar. if I gotta put her in every single video to trick y'all and make her think that she in every video and make her the thumbnail, that's what I'm finna do. So yeah, she finna be my thumbnail, y'all. But I was reading the book of Joshua, right? The book of Joshua, and that's Joshua chapter 9, and this is the Old Testament. And the Israelites, right? The Israelites was taking over all these. The Israelites was taking over, like they was just running all. They were just blasting all these other kingdoms, right? So they go to this land, they take over their land, they take over their land, they take over their land, right? They taking over all these people's lands, right? Because God was just with them, right? So when they go and take your territory, like, no, it ain't just them fighting. No, they got God fighting with them, right? So that's just a different type of power they had. And this power that they had, right? This power was scared, like other kingdoms, like kings of other nations was hearing about it. Like, man, look, I don't know what we gotta do. Maybe we need to like come together and like become like an alliance to like stop the Israelites. But like, we gotta figure something out because they finna come ambush us next. So maybe we get together and do something, right? And that's what was going on, right? So these different nations came together and like said, you're gonna like, you know, like come attack the Israelites, right? And the Israelites were God's chosen people, right? But one of these nations, right, say, you know what, forget that. This is what we finna do. We finna go, forget this alliance that they're making. We finna like exit this alliance, right? And what we gonna do is we gonna attack them, right? But when we gonna attack them, but before we attack them, we gonna ask them to make a peace treaty with us, and we gonna offer them food, and in return, they gonna vow to God that they can't attack us, right? And it was like, yeah, so we still gonna attack them, but they got a vow that they never gonna attack us. So we gonna form this alliance, and just in case we lose, we gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna, yeah, they can't attack us in case we attack them. So it's a win-win for us, right? So what they was trying to sneak up on the Israelites, right? They was trying to like do something shady, like shicey to them, right? So when they approached the Israelites, right? So they approached the Israelites and they were like, yeah, like here's some food as like a peace treaty. Like, look, we don't want no smoke with y'all. We don't want no problems. Look, you got it, right? This is it. You know what I'm saying? We don't want no problems. Here's some food. So this is the verse that we finna talk about, and I thought it was so good. It says, so the Israelites examined their food, but they did not consult with the Lord. And that as soon as I saw that, it stuck out to me because I think that we do the same thing today. We do the same thing, right? I'm gonna say that verse again. So the Israelites examined their food, but they did not consult with the Lord. Then Joshua made a peace treaty with them and guaranteed their safety, right? So they looked at the food and was like, all right, cool. All right, yeah, we good. This your peace treaty, right? But 3 days later, after making the treaty, they learned that the people actually live nearby, right? Because they actually told them like, look, we live far away. We're like some far, we come from far away. We don't want no problems. Take this peace treaty. And yeah, but 3 days later, they found out like, no, you don't come from far away. Like, you live nearby. And actually, like, no, y'all lying to us. Like, this is a plot, right? But it all started at that verse where it says, so the Israelites examined their food, but they did not consult with the Lord, right? And it said the Israelites did this, right? Not just one man, but the Israelites did this, right? So several people mutually decided that this was good, right? And it led me to think, like, just because everyone's telling you what they think is best doesn't mean it's right. Does that make sense? Like, all of these Israelites came together, right? whoever was the leader at the time, which was Joshua, all of them came together, looked at the situation, looked at the opportunity that was presented to them, and decided which was best. And a lot of times, what we do is, a lot of times, people come to us, say like, you know what? Yeah, like, nah, you should do that thing. Nah, take this opportunity. Like, do you not see what's in front of you? Like, nah, I think you should do this. You need to do this with your life. Like, nah, I think you need to stop doing this. And everyone gives their opinion and their judgment, right? And that might not be right, right? Like, everyone has an opinion and a judgment to form on you or what they think is best. And all of these, whatever their expertise is, and they think that's best, right? But that might not be what's right for you, right? Like, they think they're trying to make a judgment on your path for your life, but that might not be the case, right? Can't nobody tell you what's on the path for you, right? Like, can't nobody tell you that but God, right? And it might not be one person, it might be everyone in your life might be telling you, nah, you need to do this, or you're this, right? Or you're not this, right? And what we do is we listen to their judgment, right? And we later make bad decisions. We make bad decisions because we're so focused on everyone else when everyone else don't know what God's plan is for my life. Everyone else doesn't know what I need to be focused on. Everyone else can't determine my future, and we allow other people to determine our future, right? And that leads me to go on. Like I said, the Israelites examined this thing, right? So they examined this thing. So it wasn't like all these people came together and they thoroughly looked at this thing. Like, they didn't quickly glance over it, right? They didn't like just look at it and say, nah, that's cool. No, they examined this thing, which means no, they thoroughly looked at it. They looked at every detail of the food. They smelled the food. They touched it. They was like, yeah, like, nah, this looked good, right? And it showed, and they felt as though like this was a good opportunity for them. Like, they felt as though this was a good opportunity, right? And they examined it. Like, they thoroughly looked at it. And it shows like even through like our thorough examination, right? Like, we could, an opportunity may be presented to us, right? A new opportunity could be presented to us, right? A job opportunity, a move, just different paths in life, just new things, right? And what we do is we can carefully look at it, right? We could be like, you know, I thought this through. I really sat and pondered on it. I talked to other people, right? I really sat this through. And even in that careful examination, right? Even in like deep thought, we could deeply think on something. And even still in that, we could still be wrong, right? Because it goes to show like, hey, like, no matter even if you sit long and hard on something, look, like, truth of the matter is like, we don't know what's best, right? Like, we don't always know what's best for us. But a lot of the times, like, we think we do, right? We think we have all the answers. We think we are the wisest. We think we think we're the wisest. We think like, we're just so we're familiar with everything, right? Not knowing nothing at all. And the issue in that comes the issue that comes from that is a lot of times we put ourselves in bad positions, right? We make bad decisions or wrong turns in life, or situations we shouldn't have gotten ourselves in, and situations that we thought long and hard about. Like, we thought long and hard about this situation, and it still blows up in our face, and we're like, dang, like what's going on, right? And it shows like, man, like we don't know what's best. Even if you think long and hard about something, doesn't mean you're gonna make the right decision always, right? And that's why, and it goes on to say they did not consult with the Lord, right? Like, they did not consult with the Lord. And I asked myself, I said, why don't we consult with God with things that's unfamiliar to us, right? Like, this food was unfamiliar to them. This came from a whole nother society, a whole nother culture, a whole nother group of people, right? And things that's like I said, it was unfamiliar to them. This food was unfamiliar to them. This didn't come from their land. This came from another land. And it was unfamiliar to them. And a lot of times, things that's unfamiliar to us in our lives, we don't consult with God about it, right? Like, anytime there's like a certain newness, anytime there's something that's out of who you really are, anytime there's like a new opportunity or like something, how can I word this? Other than I use the word opportunity so much. Anything that's presented to you that's outside of your norm. We don't consult with God for that. And that made me think, if you were driving or you were in a new area that you ain't got no familiarity in, like you in a neighborhood, you in a town, a city that you're not from, and you were traveling in this area, wouldn't you ask for directions in that area? Right? Like, you would ask for directions. You wouldn't just be aimlessly walking. You wouldn't just be, wandering around like you know where you're going. No, you would ask somebody who knows for directions because you're unfamiliar with that. In that same way, you should ask the Lord for direction in your life when something's unfamiliar to you, right? If something's unfamiliar to you, like, look, somebody come at you with something, right? Or somebody comes at you with something that's unfamiliar, right? Like, no, I need to consult with God on this, right? Because only He has the true direction for my life. That makes sense? And it led me to think, right? Since God knows what's best, even after my careful examination, even after I think deep on something, since God knows what's best after I think on something, and after I talk with everybody, and I got everybody's opinion, everybody's judgment, and He's the only one that truly knows what's best, that means God has our best intentions at heart. Let me say it again. God has our best intentions at heart. Not everybody else, not even yourself. Because even yourself can get yourself, even ourselves can put ourselves in bad situations, right? Even better than our own intentions. And it led me to think, why do we think our intentions are better than God's intentions for us? Hear me on that. Why do I think my intentions for myself are better than God's intentions for me, right? And is it because like we felt that we've been let down before by Him, right? So we feel as though we should control everything out of fear that we're gonna be let down again by God, right? Like something in our past happened, right, that's caused me to not trust God. It's whether it be a loss of a family member, whether that be rejection, whether that be just hard times I'm going in, right? Do I have a certain do I have a certain fear of including God in my life, including God in the decisions I make, to where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna take full control over it, because you know what, I'm not gonna hurt myself. You know what, like, look, if anybody gonna screw this up, it's gonna be me, right? Because you know what, God, like, I love you, I kind of believe in you, but like, look, like, you know what I've been through, and it's probably best that look, I'ma just make this decision. I'ma just do this, right? And and a lot of times, like I said, we think our intentions are better than God's intentions for our lives, when that's not the case. No, God loves us. God cares. God loves us. God cares for us. God provides for us. And truth of the matter is, God is the only one who really knows how outcomes is gonna happen. Like, God is the only one that truly knows like the outcome of every situation, right? And it's so important to consult with Him, because just how we ask Him for directions, right? Like he only knows, like, look, when something new comes in your life, or you have a decision to make, or something unfamiliar is in your life, like, look, I need to consult with God, because only He has the best intentions for my life, right? And I need to let go of control over my life. I need to let go of control, because, like, honestly, like, I don't have my best intentions. Honestly, sometimes I get myself in bad intentions for myself, right? Or I don't truly know my self-worth. I don't love myself how I should, right? So we think we have our best intentions at our hands, but no, God has our best intentions. He loves us even when we don't love ourselves. So I'm saying all that to say, the Israelites didn't consult. They didn't bring this new thing to God, right? And that led to them being in a bad situation. That led to them being tricked. And that was this situation. But we should bring all, and I'm saying in unfamiliar situations, we should bring it to God. But no, in all situations, in my biggest decisions, in my smallest decisions, I'm gonna bring everything to God, because only He knows the outcome. Because like I said, you wouldn't drive in an area that you're not familiar in. No, you're gonna ask someone who knows. So ask the one who knows the future and the outcome and the plan for your life when you're presented with something. So man, I hope that helps. Signing out, and I'm out.